This week, the National Endowment for Humanities announced more than $18 million in grants for nearly 200 projects nationwide. They include preserving items related to Helen Keller, science fiction author Ray Bradbury, and Hollywood star Mae West. And one of the projects is centered right here in New York City. It takes a look deep into Broadway's past, to the earliest days of stage shows on the Great White Way.
This is one of the earlier things from the collection, and this is from 1808.
The Forgotten Pages of American Theater History.
This one is great because it not only shows Edwin Booth, but also his two brothers appear with him in this production of Julius Caesar, and his probably more famous brother, John Wilkes Booth, performed in this production in November of 1864.
Noting historic tragedies on stage as well as off. Hundreds of playbills, many from the 19th century, now being restored, all thanks to a grant from the National Endowment for Humanities to the Museum of the City of New York.
These are the things that we cared about. This is what we thought was important. And it's interesting to think about that now, because by learning what we valued then, it reflects on sort of how that's changed.
All 700 broadsides will be digitized. Some will be meticulously restored.
We'll have Japanese paper, rice paper sort of on these every little tear, and that will help prevent that from tearing further.
Others are too fragile to be mended.
I will never more deceive you.
They were originally used to advertise early Broadway performances, including 1866's The Black Crook, often credited as the first musical.
Oh, you naughty, naughty men.
They also reveal that what passed for entertainment in the 19th century would be considered highly offensive by today's standards.
Some of these shows are really problematic, and some of the depictions are really problematic. They're minstrel performances. We have advertisements for T.D. Rice, who originated the Jim Crow character.
While they are a stark contrast to today's Broadway playbills, they provide a glimpse into New York's history.
It's really part of the vibrancy of an urban environment and people dwelling together and celebrating people's talents.
And you don't have to live in New York to enjoy the project. Once the restoration is complete, the broadsides will be put on the museum's website, allowing everyone to turn a page of a New York history. You can learn so much from these ads and the broadsides that you see, from history just 200 years ago.
I love that they're saving all this stuff, because this stuff does tend to disappear, particularly because there wasn't, obviously there were no films of it back then, and it's a great record of it.
Yeah.